Hello, I'm Bảo Châu and you're watching QPVN News. And now let's take a look through the news in brief. Prime Minister attends launching ceremony of project to preserve historical relic. Quảng Nam Armed Forces upholds revolutionary tradition. New song on national seas and islands debuted. On May the 3rd, in Thủy Nguyên District, Hải Phòng City, Prime Minister Nguyễn Xuân Phúc attended a launching ceremony for a project to preserve a historical relic in Cao Quỳ Village, Liên Khê Commune. The relic has a total area of some 30,700 square meters. The site will house an exhibition center with many historical objects locally unearthed to be put on show. The project, which also includes the construction of a 3.5-kilometer road linking Highway number 10 to the site, totally cost $18.6 million. It is also expected to be completed in 135 days. Addressing the event, Prime Minister Nguyễn Xuân Phúc recalls the 3 glorious military victories against foreign invaders on the Bạch Dòng River, including the 1288 Spring Battle against the Yuan Mongol army, representing the power of the People's War, heroism, steel will, and solidarity of the Vietnamese nation. He asked the local authorities to strictly follow the schedule to timely handle any arising situation, while expressing his belief that the project will be completed on schedule with good quality and exterior design, commensurate with the value of the relic. After attending the groundbreaking ceremony of some key projects in the locality, on May the 3rd, Prime Minister Nguyễn Xuân Phúc and the working delegation of the government had a meeting with the leaders of Hải Phòng City, the locality with the highest growth rate in the country amidst the COVID-19 pandemic. In the first 4 months of 2020, despite the complicated developments of the COVID-19, Hải Phòng City has succeeded in the pandemic prevention and control with no positive cases. Notably, GRDP per capita in 2020 is estimated at $6,196, exceeding the set target. Speaking at the event, the Prime Minister asked the locality to carry out the dual task on disease prevention and control and socio-economic development. Regarding some strategic development orientations of the city until 2030, the Prime Minister said that the marine economy and high-quality industry must be the strategic development orientation of Hải Phòng until 2045. Following are some noticeable military defense news. Climate change has led to natural disasters on land and at sea, causing significant damages. Search and rescue forces with military units as the core have always tightly controlled and timely conducted search and rescue work while helping disaster-hit victims overcome the consequences of natural disasters.
Recently, Bình Định Provincial Border Guard and Department of Foreign Affairs and Hoài Nhơn District People's Committee have jointly completed procedures to receive a 52-year-old Filipino Anding Rapil who was saved by a fishing boat from Hoài Nhơn District of Bình Định. The Filipino was found adrift about 180 nautical miles to Quy Nhơn City. He and the crew members of the Vietnamese fishing boat received health checkup. COVID-19 prevention and control measures were also implemented. Currently, the Provincial Border Guard Force and local authorities are carrying out procedures to send the Filipino to the Philippine embassies in Vietnam. On April the 26th, Lý Sơn Border Guard Station under Quảng Ngãi Border Guard Command also coordinated with local authorities to conduct search and rescue for 3 fishermen who went missing after their boat sank. The fishing boat coded QNA 90334TS and is owned by 52-year-old Trần Văn Tiến, a local in Tam Quan Commune, Núi Thành District, Quảng Nam Province. Along with localities in the northern provinces, last week, hail and strong tornadoes also hit Nghệ An Province, causing significant property damages. Nghệ An Border Guards urgently instructed the Keng Du Border Guard Station to send forces to help the disaster-hit victims and provide necessities.
According to the Central Steering Committee for Natural Disaster Prevention and Control, since the beginning of this year, drought and saltwater intrusion have caused the damage of $107 million nationwide. In particular, in the Mekong Delta region, nearly 100,000 local households have suffered from freshwater shortage. Military units stationed in the localities have actively provided fresh water to the locals and gradually assisted them with livelihoods in the context of unpredictable climate change. Due to the impact of saltwater intrusion, nearly 10,000 local households in Long An province are facing serious freshwater shortage. In many places, the locals have to buy fresh water at high prices. Over the past days, Long An Military Command has sent trucks carrying water tanks to the people.
We will provide water for local people in Cần Duộc and Cần Đước districts, helping the locals cope with the shortage of fresh water.
Over the past time, Brigade 125 under Naval Region 2 and military units under the Navy service have mobilized freshwater tankers to provide water to people affected by saltwater intrusion in Binche province and localities in the Mekong Delta region. These freshwater tankers shows the sentiment and support of Navy soldiers, helping the locals overcome freshwater shortage in a timely manner.
We will continue standing side by side with local residents in Binche province and provinces in the Mekong Delta region, helping reduce their burden in daily life so that they can keep moving on this hardest time.
According to the Central Steering Committee for Natural Disasters Prevention and Control, drought and saline intrusion will develop complicatedly in the Mekong Delta region. Therefore, besides ensuring fresh water for military and defense tasks, military units will continue mobilizing forces and vehicles to support locals with fresh water. 75 years ago, on May 4, 1945, Vũ Hùng Guerrilla Unit, the forerunner of Quảng Nam Armed Forces today, was established. With the support and protection of local people, the provincial armed forces at that time fought bravely and won great victories. Upholding the tradition of the previous generations, Quảng Nam Armed Forces today have been striving to fulfill the task of building a strong defensive posture and contributing to the development of the homeland.
Under the leadership of the Provincial Party Committee and the Committee for Uprising, the fledgling Vũ Hùng Guerrilla Unit at that time became the core force of local uprisings. Through the two national resistance wars, Quảng Nam Armed Forces, with bravery and resilience, won numerous great victories, especially Núi Thành victory that opened the uprising movement against the American imperialists in the south.
Promoting the heroic traditions of the homeland, despite hardships ahead, we will continue striving and making the provincial armed forces the leading force in national constructions and developments, just like what the previous generation did during the National Resistance War against the American imperialists.
In the current context of national construction and protection and renewal period, Quảng Nam Armed Forces pay due attention to improving the willpower, resilience, and combat strength to help complete assigned tasks, including training, combat readiness, and organization of exercises, building strong and transparent party organizations, as well as strong defensive areas.
We pay due care to building the regular, elite, and gradually modernized troops, as well as strong military force to meet missions requirements.
In the current context, Quảng Nam Armed Forces have been actively building a firm whole people's defense posture in association with people's security posture, maintaining political security and social order, thus facilitating local economic development towards sustainability.
Coming up next, the U.S. remains Vietnam's largest export market amidst the COVID-19 pandemic. New song on national seas and islands debuted. According to the General Statistics Office of Vietnam, in the first 4 months, the U.S. is Vietnam's largest export market with a turnover of $20.3 billion, up 13.4% over the last same period.
In details, Vietnam's total import and export turnover is estimated at $162.83 billion, a year-on-year rise of 3.4%. In April 2020, Vietnam's goods export hit $19.7 billion. However, in the first 4 months, Vietnam's import and export turnover hit $79.89 billion. In the 4-month period, China is Vietnam's largest import market with a turnover of 22.7 billion US dollar, down 0.1% compared to the last same period.
Practicing social distancing, yet Vietnam still received 26,200 international visitors in April. However, this figure has decreased by 94.2% compared to March and 98.2% over the same period last year. There are 3.7 million foreign travelers visiting Vietnam in 4 months, down 37.8% over the same period in 4 months period. Asian visitors to Vietnam reached nearly 2.7 million, accounting for over 70% of total international arrivals. The number of travelers from the main markets drops sharply, such as Chinese visitors down by 47.7% and Korea down by 43.3% over the same period. While Vietnam is winning the COVID-19 pandemic, the East Sea or South China Sea situation is heating up day by day. Confronting China's uncompromising claims on maritime sovereignty, the love for national seas and islands have been far-roused and multiplied. Responding to that spirit, the Hanoi Music Association has recently launched a song on the national sea and islands called National Posture on Far-Off Islands by one of its members, composer Chen Hung. Vietnam has over 3,000 islands, including the beautiful Spratly and Paracel archipelagos. Sea and islands two become one, creating magnificent landscapes. The patriotism and sacrifice of Coast Guard and naval soldiers who day and night confront strong waves and fierce wind to safeguard the national seas and islands are something that cannot be described in words. It's the feeling of being so far away, yet so close when the civil-military solidarity and mutual compassion have helped connect the mainland and islands. With resilient will, the soldiers have won absolute trust of the people for saving every peaceful moment of the country. For generations, the far-off islands have saluted the shape of the homeland, where Vietnamese blood has died every single yard. Storms in the East Sea may be strong, but our will is far stronger. We will never pull back from safeguarding the national sea and sky. It is the pride that musician Chen Hung wants to convey via his work.
We sing to raise people's awareness of defending the fatherland. Though it's peacetime now, there are still dangers ahead. This song is born in a very timely manner with great significance.
In the music treasure, songs on the national border, seas and islands occupy a significant position in the heart of listeners. That theme has become the source of inspiration for composers from many generations.
Music plays a significant role in protecting the sea and islands. Music can be very powerful when a song is performed in front of millions of people. During our years against the American imperialists, there were songs that live forever. They were the marching songs that encouraged people to stand up and fight for the final victory.
Composed by Chen Hung as a piece of gentle music, the song National Posture on Far-Off Islands is a message from the heart of home fronts to soldiers on Far-Off Islands. The song once again reassures soldiers and Coast Guard forces to hold firm to the seas and islands as the country and people would always stand for them.
Through the song, I want to convey a message to youngers both at home and abroad that the Vietnamese fatherland is very beautiful, so let's all act together towards the national seas and islands, raising our voice for the country and accompanying servicemen to safeguard every single yard of the far-off islands.
I was so excited being offered to sing this song, as the composer has devoted a lot of dedication and time to convey a meaningful message. That's the best we can do for the audiences. Chen Hung is not a professional composer, yet his love for music seems to go on burning strongly. His works can always move the heart of listeners with the messages of preserving the beauty of the homeland and living is to love. That's all for now. Remember, you can always watch your news again at qpvn.vn. Now, thank you for watching and hope to see you next time.